Marco Materazzi, Harald Schumacher, even Patrice Evra. Just their names are met with furrowed brows. Whether by virtue of a monetary misdemeanor or their conduct over an entire career, some players have forged an unsavory reputation in France. Join us as we take a look at 6 of the most hated players in France. Marco Materazzi, public enemy number 1, the man that provoked Zidane into losing his head and losing the World Cup final. Marco Materazzi will forever be remembered for copping a vicious headbutt from Zizou on that fateful night in 2006. The man that scored Italy's equalizer spent the entire game goading France's iconic number 10, but his tactics eventually paid off. He might be persona non grata over in France, but we don't think the former Inter Milan star cares one bit. Materazzi gave a whole new meaning to the term win at all costs. Harald Schumacher. If Materazzi now bears the brunt of France's hatred, then Harald Schumacher was his predecessor. The Butcher of Seville has never been forgiven by French fans. During France's 1982 World Cup semifinal against Germany, he became the anti-hero of one of the greatest games ever. As French defender Patrick Battiston was sent through on goal, Schumacher raced out, leapt into the air, twisted his body, and eventually clattered into him with his hip. The image still haunts fans to this day. Battiston was knocked out, even lost some of his teeth. Schumacher then antagonized fans further with some distasteful post-match comments. I'll pay for his dentist's fees. The challenge prevented the Platini generation from claiming that first star on the French shirt. Franck Ribéry. Franck Ribéry might have provided some moments of magic along the years. His scintillating start with Marseille, his goal against Spain in 2006, and over 80 caps for his national team. But Ribéry's reputation has been tarnished by multiple indiscretions. His departure from Marseille came under scrutiny, and so did his behavior during the Neissna debacle in 2010. He played a key role in one of French sport's most infamous scandals. But it was his implication in the Zaya affair that sullied his standing for good. The sordid scandal involving an underage prostitute rocked France to its core. And as a result, his relationship with the French public has been soured ever since. Neymar Jr. Heralded as the man to guide PSG to Champions League glory, it hasn't quite gone to plan for the mercurial talent since he arrived in the French capital for a world record sum in 2018. Yes, the Brazilian is capable of the spectacular and blessed with unbridled natural talent. But his penchant for unnecessary theatrics has earned him a legion of critics in France. Ridiculed for his persistent injuries, he angered PSG fans further by declaring that La Remontada, PSG's most humiliating loss, was his favorite footballing memory. His tantrums, diva-like attitude, and perceived lack of professionalism has engendered a love-hate relationship with French fans. Mathieu Valbuena. Valbuena is just one of those players people love to hate. Supporters of whichever team he plays for adore him, while rival fans despise him. Given his small stature and provocative style of play, he tends to find himself on the floor, which has earned him an unsavory reputation. And his involvement in the infamous sex tape scandal has caused him years of torment. He's also been labeled a traitor by fans and commentators alike for his acrimonious departure from Marseille to rivals Lyon. It takes a brave man to turn his back on fans of Olympique Marseille. Patrice Evra, the man synonymous with I But that love isn't reciprocated by French fans. He may have established himself as a legend at Manchester United, but he's been accused of spearheading the Neissna revolt. He was the man tasked with leading the French side during that ill-fated World Cup campaign. He's often clashed with French pundits and called time on his career in France after kung fu kicking a Marseille fan. What a way for Uncle Pat to bow out. There are many other names we could have featured on this list, notably former gunner Samir Nasri. Brandao could have made an appearance too. He was no stranger to the odd scrap. Have we forgotten anyone? Who else should we have included? Who do you think is the most hated player in history? Let us know your thoughts in the comments.
And don't forget to love this game!